£10,000 a month. That is the figure that every one of my students always speak to me about. Steve, I need to get to £10,000 a month. That will give me the financial freedom. That will enable me to quit my job. That will enable me to look after my family. That's the magical number that I hear all the time. That figure of £10,000 a month is easily achievable in deal sourcing. So I'm going to map it out for you guys here, show you how I can help you, show you what you need to do, how you will actually achieve that £10,000 a month. Deal sourcing is all about finding a property, whether that be residential, commercial, or even land, and you secure the piece of land property for a certain amount of money, and then you sell it on to an investor or a developer, and you charge a fee. Now, fees for deal sourcing can range from £1,000 all the way up to hundreds of thousands of pounds, depending on what you are sourcing. There are beginner levels, intermediate levels, and advanced levels of deal sourcing. And the three types of levels are broken down very, very, very simply. Your basic beginning level, the beginner, that's your turnkey properties and some low value BRRRs and flips. And then you go into the intermediate section where you will be sourcing HMOs, flat conversions, self-contained units, maybe some small commercial properties. Then you go into the advanced section, which is your commercial properties, your warehouses, your land acquisitions. Three types of deal sourcing, all require three different types of education. All three levels we can teach you here at my company. I can teach you how to do the beginner, the intermediate, and the advanced level of deal sourcing. And I can show you how to get to £10,000 a month. I can get you out of your 9 to 5. I can make sure that you're well equipped to go out into the deal sourcing world and be the best version of what you want to be. You have to have morals, you have to have ethics, but more importantly, you have to be educated. Now, when it comes to deal sourcing, there are a number of things that you need to learn. So you need to learn how to present yourself. You need to learn how you come across, whether that be in person or whether that be on social media. Are you a brand or are you a company? Which way are you going to go? Because you need to be the person that leads by example. If you're going to build a team around you and you're going to turn your sourcing journey into a long-term business, you have to lead by example, which means that your morals and your ethics have to be on point. When you get team members, they can follow the exact same blueprint. Now, when you're learning how to deal source, a lot of people think it's just find a deal on Rightmove, break down a refurb cost, try and figure out an end value, package it up and sell it. Now, technically when you have an overview, that is part and parcel of it, but there's so much more to deal sourcing that you guys need to learn. Have you set the foundations for your deal sourcing business? Have you become compliant? Have you set up a limited company? Do you have a registered office? Do you have a website? Do you have an email account that is not a Gmail, a Yahoo, or a Hotmail account? Do you have an accountant that can explain to you what type of strategy in your company you need? All of this stuff I can teach you. All of this stuff is what I give out when it comes to my deal sourcing division. And you need to have all the fundamentals to successfully be a deal sourcer. Now, we have two versions of deal sourcing. We have the deal sourcers that are all in the red pool, and we have the deal sourcers that are swimming around freely in the blue pool. Now, the red pool is saturated. It's a bloody shark-infested industry where everybody is trying to chase after the same people using the same methods. Then we have what I teach, where it's the blue pool, where you are in your own area, you're swimming around freely, where people aren't attacking each other and going after the same clientele. You want to be in that blue pool. You want to separate yourself from all the other deal sources out there, and you need to stand out head and shoulders above all of your competition. You need to be the leader. When it comes to education, there are a multitude of things that come into play with deal sourcing. Understanding the breakdown of refurb costs, understanding the renovation process, how to figure out end values, how to negotiate with vendors, agents, anybody that's selling what you're trying to buy. Understanding how you come across, so knowing yourself. Self-awareness is something that not many people have. You need to learn how you are perceived. Are you aggressive? Are you quite shy? Are you timid? What do you need to be in certain situations in order to achieve what you want? Because every person that you come across, you have to speak to and deal with differently. So let me give you an example of that. You might come across an agent who is dead set on a figure, and they've been an agent for 20 years, and you're new to the industry, you're new to the game, and they feel like you are inexperienced, you can't tell them. You're going to have to be a little bit more forceful in that position. You might come across somebody who is a direct to vendor lead, meaning that you are speaking to the owner of a property and you are trying to do a deal with the owner. Now, there's certain circumstances in life where you might come across a direct to vendor lead. The most common one that I see is probate. It's from when somebody has passed away and their estate has been inherited by a family member or a partner, okay? These are circumstances where you cannot be aggressive. These are circumstances where you need to understand that there's a situation going on behind the scenes, people have lost loved ones, and having an aggressive person who is trying to get a property from them is just what they don't need right now. They need somebody who understands, somebody who is trying to add value to them, and somebody who is trying to make a situation so much easier. All of these are different traits of deal sourcing. There are different levels to deal sources. Which one are you? Once you understand how to put all of this together, you are on the right track. You need to understand the legal side. So you need to understand about non-disclosure agreements. You need to understand about memorandum of sales. You need to learn the conveyancing process, because if you're going to be a deal sourcer, the more value that you add, the more money that you can make. Don't worry about the payments. Worry about adding value. When you add value, money will come. When you add value, more people will come. When you add value, word will spread at an incredible pace. Now, everybody thinks that social media is the be-all and end-all of deal sourcing. It's actually not. It helps massively. I'm a huge advocate for social media. But if you are already in a network, if you are already in a community, well, you might already have everything you need at your disposal. Are you going around the places where deal sourcers need to be? So, an example of that, are you attending property networking events? Well, if you are, and you want to be a deal sourcer, you might be in the wrong place, because a property networking event is usually the same people, meaning that in that room, if there's 100 people, 70 people might want to be deal sourcers, and there might be a handful of investors that are looking for your services. So again, you're in the red pool. You're swimming around with the shark-infested waters, trying to get that lead. You need to jump from the red pool into the blue pool, and you need to put yourself in a room where you're the only deal sourcer, and you are surrounded by multiple investors who need your services. And this is where your adding value, your knowledge and education come into play. I can teach you how to get into the blue pool. I can teach you how to get to £10,000 a month. If you want to book in a call with me and you want to explore deal sourcing any further than just this video, there's a link in the description below. You can book a slot to speak to me directly, and I will advise you on how I can help you get to that £10,000 a month. But you have to be the one that's willing to change your life and do the things that you've not done before. Otherwise, you would already be at that £10,000 a month. If you go onto my website, www.stehamilton.com, you will see all of the things that I offer on there. But again, book in a call with me and I can help you to achieve that financial freedom that you dream of.